Standing room only at the administration building in Grapevine. People started showing up a couple of hours before the meeting, and it got so packed the overflow crowd spilled outside to the parking lot. Morgan Young has been there all evening listening in. With nearly 200 people signed up for public comments, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, Chris, 197 to be exact. Each of those speakers gets 1 minute to speak, and someone just came out and asked for speaker 150 to 60, so we should be getting toward the end of that list. I want you to see something. You talked about standing room only. This is one of the overflow spaces where people are watching the meeting. There's another room right next to it, and then there are people who are watching on a screen in the parking lot. This turnout tonight is largely in part because of the first action item on the agenda. Once this public comment wraps up, that single action item, according to the agenda, is for the board to vote on a 36-page policy. It is one policy that hits a lot of controversial topics. If the board passes it tonight, it would crack down on library books, putting in place a new review process. It would prevent teachers from teaching critical race theory, or what the district calls systemic discrimination ideologies, which the policy says prevents teachers from teaching the idea of oppression or discrimination or discussing, quote, controversial topics. It would require students and staff to use the bathroom assigned to their biological gender. It would also not require or encourage anyone to use preferred pronouns other than the gender assigned at birth. It would also not allow for students to play on sports teams with genders other than the ones they are assigned at birth. When I was in the meeting, I would say that the speakers were basically half and half in support of this policy and against it. The people who are in support of it, many of them said that the very conservative board here is doing what they elected them to do and is representing their values.
Some of the most important guidelines in these policies are not teaching race theories, gender fluidity, and identity. Children should be able to go to school without having their purity tarnished by propaganda being taught under the guise of curriculum.
But many people spoke out against it too. They are questioning what this means for teachers and librarians. They are questioning what this means for the safety concerns for LGBTQ+ students and the ability to fully and accurately teach all students, as well as the lack of what they call transparency in this situation, with there being no public or parent input on this policy.
Our teachers and staff deserve better. Our LGBTQ students and parents deserve better. Our students and parents of color deserve better. We all.
I wouldn't say it got particularly heated tonight, but it was certainly tense. There were very harsh words for the board. Someone was actually removed during the public comment section for clapping. Again, that is the first action on the board's agenda for tonight. There are other actions on there, so it will be a late evening. We are going to head back inside for that vote. That again will happen once the public comment finishes up. Here in Grapevine, I'm Morgan Young.